Welcome to Color Compare of Green Contrast in SpeedPaint. This episode is specifically the yellow greens. So these are greens with a hint of yellow of some kind to them. There are several different categories of this green. This is one of them. And we are showing all of the contrast in SpeedPaints over 4 different primers. Those are matte white, Brainmatter Beige, ash gray, and a generic silver, so we can kind of see some of these colors look a little nice and over some shiny metal. These are the yellow greens. They are definitely yellow. Maybe even more so yellow than green, though they do not show up in the yellow color compare. And so we're going to start with a couple of interesting things here. Number one is this V here actually means Vallejo. So this is the Vallejo Xpress color Orc Skin, which is a nice replacement for the Mantis Warriors green. Nothing quite like that from our Army Painter friends. Closest is maybe this charming Chartreuse, but still very different. So it's nice to have Vallejo giving us an option there if you can't find or don't want to pay the extra cost for the Mantis Warriors green. One thing nice about Vallejo and Army Painter, they are cheaper on their contrast style paints than Citadel. So we've got those going in. While we've got this, let me just take care of the elephant in the room situation, and that is, this says Orc on it. What about the other Orc colors? Well, these are in a different video. Well, let me just show you side by side. We're definitely kind of in a one of these things is not like the other. Not sure what Vallejo is going for. They have a really cool color here, but I'm not so sure I would call that Orc myself. As an Orc player, I'd probably still use it though, because I love painting my orcs bunches of different colors. Alright, so we have that. Going into a little darker and more towards the green side of things, we have the Ghillie Dew, which of course is the, one of the paint development team members put, it's a cross between a ghillie suit and Mountain Dew, and honestly, I think that nails that color description perfectly. That is absolutely ghillie suit Mountain Dew. So I'm really happy for that. I love that color. I think it's pretty cool. The other thing we have here are colors that are kind of in that light green, yellowish, like this Gutrippa Flesh. Now this is marketed for the Gutrippas, the Age of Sigmar Gutrippas by Citadel in Games Workshop. And I think it works great for those, but this color is also pretty cool as a Death Guard armor color, which is maybe a little bit misleading, because if you're thinking Death Guard, you might have thought, oh, I need like a Plaguebearer Flesh or a Malignant Green. And this is more, I think, for your Poxwalkers. You can see it's definitely on that yellow side, whereas the Gutrippa Flesh definitely has that green. So, I don't know. Let's be honest though, Space Marine armor, not good. Even Plague Marines, not gonna go for a contrast or speed paint there. I'm not personally. I've painted a Space Marine with the speed paints on the channel, and it turned out okay, but it's just not the same smooth, crisp, armor of Space Marines as putting on a proper primer in that color or using a very smooth base paint. So, little on the yellow side here, we've got a few more colors I want to bring in here to show you kind of where our charming Chartreuse fits in with those. Very interesting there, right? And then we've got this Ochre Clay, and I'm going to say, are we in outlier territory here? Because on one hand, we've got a nice little gradient with the Malignant Green, the Plaguebearer Flesh, and the Ochre Clay. It's almost like a triad of some kind. But it's just, I don't know, it's just different. It's not really a brown, it's maybe a yellowish brown. I don't know. I don't know quite what that's going for. It's a neat color, but kind of an outlier here, though it is in this sort of category if you look at the Army Painter charts. Alright, well, let's just kind of show you here that these are the yellow greens, which is different than our other category here, the military kind of greens, which might have a little bit of yellow to them, but aren't sort of, even if we just take the least yellow, which is I think this Ghillie Dew, they're not as yellow as that yellow. So we're going to get into those colors, of course, in another video. But this is a kind of a neat little category. All right, if I had none of these, what would I buy? And the answer is almost nothing. This just doesn't quite fit the things that I paint. As far as neatness of colors, I really like this Mantis Warrior Green or this Orc Skin, so I'd probably pick that up, but I'm probably not going to put it on my Orcs. I really love this Ghillie Dew. I just don't know quite what I would put it on. And so I want you to kind of let me know, what are you going to use these colors for? If I play Death Guard, maybe I'd want some of these. I don't. Maybe you do. This Ochre Clay is a pretty cool color, but I don't know what exactly I'd use it for. So I'm really curious to see what you would do. I would probably leave these at the store until I find a use for them, but I'm hoping that you have a cool use for them that you'd like to share. So please do. All right, that's all for these colors. Thanks for watching. Take care. Let's get gaming.